Hello everyone, it's me Anupa, and today we will be learning about the atypical vertebra. Atypical vertebra means it has different features and they are different from the typical vertebra. Okay, this is the T1 vertebra. In atypical vertebra we have T1, T9, 10, 11 and 12. 5 atypical vertebra, and this is the T1 vertebra. This T1 vertebra, it resembles the C7 cervical vertebra, except that in C7 cervical cervical vertebra, C7 cervical vertebra, there is a foramen transversus, but in here there is no foramen transversus in the transverse process, and this the body of T1 vertebra is not heart shaped; it is kidney shaped, and there are two facets. One is circular facet, superior is the circular facet, and the inferior is the demifacet. And there is a pedicle. There is a pedicle which joins body to the transverse process, and in the transverse process with single concave facet. And there is a spinous process on the posterior side, which is not pointed, like which is not directed downward. It is horizontal. It's like horizontal, and it is short. And these are the superior articulating process, and these are the inferior articulating process, which articulates with the corresponding upper and lower vertebra. And then another atypical vertebra is T9. In T9, there on the body it is similar to typical vertebra, but on the body there is a only a superior demifacet, but inferior demifacet is not there. And there is a transverse process. There is a spinous process which is directed downward, and similar to typical vertebra. And let's go to the T10 vertebra. In T10 vertebra, there is a single circular facet on the body of vertebra. There is no inferior demifacet or facet. There is only a single circular facet, and there is a transverse process with a there is a transverse process, and the spinous process as well, and then superior articular process and inferior articular process. All this is similar to typical vertebra. And now in T11 vertebra, we have there is a single circular facet that is towards the pedicle, up in the upper aspect of the pedicle, that is on the pedicle. Okay, and there is a transverse process, but in transverse process there is no facet. And all are similar to the typical vertebra. And now let's go to the last vertebra, which is the T12 vertebra. This is similar to the lumbar vertebra. It's large, and you can see this is the body, which is not like a heart shape, and there is a facet which is on the pedicle. You can see this is on the pedicle or on the lower part of the pedicle, and there is no transverse process. Okay, there is no transverse process. You can see this transverse process is reduced. And instead of transverse process, we have a tubercle, that is superior tubercle, inferior tubercle, and the lateral tubercle. And you can see this is the spinous process, and this spinous process is broad and short. It's not pointed, and it resembles a lumbar vertebra. And this is all about the atypical vertebra. Thank you all.